Hello everyone and welcome to my world. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you that celebrate. Let's jump into this holiday season makeup look that I have for you. First thing I'm going to start off with is prepping my lid with some concealer, and I'm using the E.L.F 16-Hour Camo Concealer in Tan Latte and just applying it all over my eyelid. Then to set the concealer so that it doesn't crease, I used a little bit of setting powder. Here, I'm just putting down some tape to help achieve a clean line when we do the eyeshadow application. Now, before I started with the eyeshadow, I filled in my brows and I used the Annabelle eyebrow pencil in medium brown. And I'm not going to show too much of this because I've done it so many times in my older videos, but I just filled them in with the pencil and brushed it out a little bit with the spoolie and then cleaned up around the edges with some concealer. So now we're ready to get started on the eyeshadow, and the palette I'm mostly going to be using today is the Morphe and Jack & Hill collab, the Volume 2 palette. And the shade I'm going to start off with is called G Money. This is described as a matte mustard seed shade, and I'm going to apply it with a medium blender brush as a transition shade. The next shade I used is called Crazy, which is a deep matte Merlot shade, and using a crease shader brush, I applied it almost to the entire eyelid. The only place I'm really avoiding is the very center of the lid. Here, I went back in with G Money again and applied a little bit more color above my crease because the color just got a little lost, and I'm using the blending brush to help blend the two shades together. For the next shade, I went into the Makeup Revolution Shook eyeshadow palette and used the shade Snap, which is a brown color, and I just wanted to add some dimension to the look, so I mostly focused it on the inner and outer corner of the eyelid. And here again, I'm going back in with some more of the shade Crazy and layering it on top. I always kind of like to go back and forth between the eyeshadow shades until I achieve the desired look. So that's what I'm doing here. Here, I'm just using some of the E.L.F concealer I used earlier and applying it to the center of my eyelid to provide a clean base for the next eyeshadow shade. Now I'm going into the shade No Joke, which is a matte dandelion shade, and I tried applying it with a smudging brush to the center of my eyelid, but it just wasn't looking as pigmented as I knew it could be, so I also applied it with my fingers, which made it a lot better. Then on top of that, I went in with the shade Talia, which is a shimmering gold leaf shade, and this is going to give us that halo effect, which is just stunning. Then to blend the edges together, I went back in with a little bit more of the shade Crazy. I also went back into the palette and used the shade Oh Hello, which is described as a matte black raspberry shade, and I applied it around the edges of the halo to blend things together so that there's a smooth transition between all the colors. Now for liner, I used this YSL eyeliner and created a winged line using the tape as a guide, which made my life a whole lot easier. Once I was done, I did my second eye off camera, and then it was time to remove the tape, and I was really lucky this time. I didn't need to clean up the line at all. It came out really nice and clean, so I moved on to curling my lashes. For mascara today, I used my absolute favorite mascara. It's the Maybelline Volume Express, the Falsies Waterproof Mascara, but I'm also going to be popping on some falsies a little bit later. Here, I'm just dropping some micellar water on a tissue and then using that to wipe off some of the glitter fallout from my face. Now I'm going to use another concealer. This is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Amande, and I'm just using that to conceal under my eyes. I almost forgot to mention that I did put falsies off camera, but I don't know what these are called because they were in a box of old lashes, but they are probably the Ardell Demi Wispies, if not something very similar to that. Then, using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade Medium Deep, I'm using that to set the concealer under my eyes. For my lower lids, I'm going to apply the shade Crazy as well. Then as a highlighter, I'm taking the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Gold Deposit and popping that under the arches of my brows. Here, I'm putting some mascara on my bottom lashes as well. Now we can move on to the rest of the face, and starting off with primer, I use the Georgette Klinger Marula Primer. I also color corrected around my mouth with some orangish color corrector before I applied foundation. For my base, I use the E.L.F. Flawless Foundation in the shade Suede, and this foundation is super thick, which I'm really not used to. So it does come with a pump, but I hate using that. I usually just open up the bottle and take some product out and add very little, like a few dots all over my face, blend it out, and then build it up if I need to. To contour, I used my go-to, which is the L'Oreal Paris Shaping Stick Foundation. Now I'm going back in with more of the loose Fit Me finishing powder to set my face. To set the cream contour with powder, I like to use the shade Sidetracked from the Makeup Revolution palette. For blush, I went in with the NYX Sweet Cheeks blush in the shade Totally Chill and added some color back into my face. I feel like the lighting is washing it out a bit on video, but it was a lot more pigmented in person. Now, just to finish up the look, I wanted to go for a more subdued lip. So first, I went in with the shade Maison from NYX, which is a super nude shade. It's barely visible. And on top of that, I went in with Crazy for Coffee by Maybelline, which is also fairly nude, but has some pink tones in there. So overall, it's a very soft lip, but my eyeshadow was a lot, and I had red nails and a red dress. So I figured a more neutral lip would be best. But yeah, that is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave it a like, and I hope you all have a lovely holiday season with your loved ones, and I will see you in the new year. Thanks for watching. Bye.